Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to get into our baby Jungkook. Him talking about a possible new career path. Something that he has embarked on recently and just started doing. And something he has been taking more seriously. I want to talk about that and give my thoughts. We also have BTS being mad at Jungkook for cheating. This is going to be a fun and funny one. So let's get into the tea. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you use a hater, like to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now let's jump into it. The first thing I want to talk about is Jungkook really taking kind of a different career path. Some of you might remember a little while ago, I think it's been about a year or so. I could be wrong, but I think it's been a while since Jungkook released a GCF. Remember when he used to produce this? Pepperidge Farm remembers. I don't know why he stopped doing these. He used to kind of document the interesting cities that he was in. Oh, maybe that's why he stopped, because he couldn't travel. I'm dumb. So obviously if you're new to BTS and you didn't know about this, a GCF was kind of his own little production of films that he made. It was like a music compilation video. He would kind of direct and shoot himself and put it together. They weren't anything like super professional or anything like that. Because in general, I think that's a vibe he was going for something more like laid back and fun. He wanted something more personal. I had kind of an aesthetic mood vibe. These are called mood pieces. There was rarely any speaking in it, if I do remember correctly. And it was just a feeling that you got after watching it. This feeling of like warmth or fall or like closeness, you know? But Jungkook would basically edit these films together, and you can always tell that he had so much fun putting this together. It was very clear that Jungkook had a very strong sense of who he was and what he wanted those videos to look like. I wish I had a strong sense of what I wanted in my life. But since they weren't meant to be anything like super professional, at least I don't think, it seemed to me that it was just a hobby and maybe it wouldn't really turn into anything more than him just like uploading something on YouTube. Something he did when he was bored or whatever. I assumed also some of the footage was maybe leftover footage that Big Hit didn't use and he just kind of took and used it. But recently, Jungkook announced that he will be helping the production of the new music video for their new release of the album B. Oh my god. This was of course talked about during his recent live stream, and he spoke about this and really gave an update on everything. He did not give us too much spoilers, so don't you worry your little head, there was no spoils. The one spoiler he did give was the fact that he was working on the music video, if you consider that a spoiler. He had helped out, and he also wants us to kind of guess which part he worked on because it was only a portion of it that he shot. So I am glad that he took this challenge. It's definitely not an easy thing to do. I think people just think that holding a camera is all a cameraman does. But one, you have to know the settings of the camera, and two, you have to make sure the shot looks like the way you planned it initially. Every time people do shoot something, the director has a plan of what they want it to look like. So he has to make sure it looks a certain way to be able to tell the certain story. And the best cameramans are the ones where you don't notice that there's a camera there and that you're looking through the camera. Whereas a lot of kind of like amateur video makers, you can obviously tell that there's a camera and you're looking through it. Does that make sense? I don't know. But anywho, I wanted to kind of read and go over what Jungkook said and what his kind of like full statement was. Firstly, it was really hard. It's my first time doing something like this. I started taking videos and editing them out of curiosity at first. Taking videos and editing is really fun, so I did it in my spare time. However, now that I'm approaching it as formal work, the pressure is pretty big. Well, I mean, I didn't do much, but I did meet the director and the other production staff for a meeting between schedules. Anyways, that was what I thought about it. It was fun. I hope ARMYs will like it. Will ARMYs be able to guess which scene I filmed? I'm not going to tell you guys which one it is. I participated in monitoring and things too, and I'm anticipating that ARMYs will be able to know about my filming style because I trust ARMYs. Oh, I think we're gonna have to take a guess. I think it's particularly interesting, and I don't know if it was a translation or anything like that, but I'm assuming that maybe it wasn't, and that he actually said that he was approaching this as kind of like formal work. This tells me that Jungkook very heavily thought about this and wanted to maybe be a cameraman or a director one day, either for music videos or even for film, right? I can totally imagine Jungkook with his director hat being like a director boss for a music video or film. I think Jungkook will sing and perform for as long as he can, but it is ridiculous and kind of selfish for you to expect him to still perform at age of like 40 and 50, or for the rest of his life. There's no way he would be able to dance and sing healthily at that age, similar to how he's dancing now. Michael Jackson did that well into his 50s, and this is kind of why he had so many health problems and died. I don't want that to happen to Jungkook. I don't want that to happen to anybody, really. And so him preparing, or maybe even just thinking about what he would like to do one day when he is no longer singing, if that is his goal at all, this is definitely a good thing. I honestly think he would do so well in an environment like that. He is so creative, and obviously he has a very good vision in his head. I am definitely going to be sitting there watching the music video trying to guess which part he filmed, being like, which one did daddy film? Was it this one because it was better than the other one? I'm kidding. I definitely wanted to see what some other people on the Tweetster were saying. One person wrote, "Little one is growing up so fast. He literally filmed a music video. Please, I'm gonna cry." Jungkook emphasized that he only did a little portion of it, so let's definitely give credit to the rest of the music video team and give them a round of applause because I'm sure they did a great job as well. But yes, it definitely tears me up to hear our baby Cookie growing up and doing different things. Pretty soon, he'll probably be working with trainees, maybe producing a music video for when they debut, or maybe even starting his own label. Although apparently he owns like a big part of Big Hit because he invests in the stock and all that stuff. So maybe he'll just help train the trainees at Big Hit. It's all very exciting, whatever he does. Imagine being a trainee and your boss is Jungkook and he directs and shoots your music video. Oh, I would die. I don't think you understand. Like, this is a new level of dying. Now, while Jungkook has been participating in creating this beautiful art, that doesn't mean that our baby doesn't go and do naughty things. He was caught cheating. This was in a recent Run BTS episode. BTS was in a classroom. This was kind of the theme of the episode and had teacher Jin there. Oh yes, Jin as a teacher. It is so weird to see our boys in a school and all that. Makes me like school again. If these guys went to my school, I can rest assured you I would never miss a day of school. But basically, a teacher, Jin, wanted to play a little bit of game because this is Run BTS and that's what they do. And this was like a word game. And each question that was asked of the members was either going to be answered by an X or an O. And they had these paddles that they kind of stick up in the air and they kind of flip to each side to answer it. Jimin even gave Jungkook advice and said if you don't know the answer, just hold it vertically. Now, another fact maybe you did or did not know, I think it's been proven somewhere or something like that or wherever this rumor came from, that RM actually has a very, very high IQ. Rumor or not, I believe it. Saying something that he's on like genius level. RM says very smart things, he's a great public speaker, he says very inspiring things, and he's good with his words, hence why he is a rapper. So basically a lot of us, and of course the members of BTS, look to RM for answers. They assume he is really smart, they assume he knows everything, and he is going to be the one in this game to get all the correct answers. When asked the question, Jungkook put an O in the air, and when Jungkook saw that RM put an X in the air, he quickly switched over his O to make it an X. Everyone noticed right away and very quickly went to scold Jungkook and was like, "What are you doing? You can't do that." Honestly, like being real, don't tell anyone. I wouldn't do the same thing. RM and J-Hope both called him out on this, claiming that he was cheating and that it wasn't fair that Jungkook copied RM's answers. But teacher Jin, our eldest brother, he decided to let our youngest brother Jungkook kind of slide with this. But this did not turn out the way Jungkook had initially hoped, I think. As it turned out, they were all wrong. Jungkook immediately jumped up to face RM and was like, "Square up, we fightin'," and started to punch him playfully. And he was like, "I thought your grades were high." But Cookie baby, listen, even people who are smart get it wrong sometimes. It's the beauty of being wrong, everyone is. I love this and I literally thought this was so funny, and I love how cute Jungkook reacted to this. Their personality is literally what I would do in that situation. See how compatible we are, look at that. I definitely wanted to see what some people on the Tweetster were saying about this and what their thoughts are on the whole game show Run BTS episode. One person wrote, "This episode is so funny." I agree, it's definitely a very funny one. Run BTS episodes are always so funny. You get to kind of see their true character and who they are as a person. Sometimes you get to see goofy moments, but you always get to see the real self of a person when you see their competitive spirit. And we can tell that BTS is just funny all the time. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for your comments. As always, I do have a Patreon, a lot of exclusive content I post over on my Patreon because I can't really post it here on YouTube due to copyright that get taken down, all that stuff. So I do tend to keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get reaction videos like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions, all that jazz. You can also request things and all that stuff. So make sure you go ahead and check it out. Link is in the top of the description down below. Also, anything you contribute over there gives back to the channel, helps make better videos and all that stuff. I have a video over there explaining that. With that said, there are 2 videos that will appear on the screen at the end of the video. So click on one of those videos. I'll see you over there. Bye.